All right, welcome back, everybody. This is, I guess, part three of a series where I'm, at least to some degree, experimenting with the new catfish gear. And we will do that once it gets to be a little later in the evening. Right now, we're doing the daytime thing, which for float, I'm running this with size 6 and caddisfly. And as you see, we get pretty reasonable bite rate all across the southern part of the river. I haven't done this on the northern part yet, so I don't know if the bite rate's going to be the same. But because we're drifting, I have found that it seems like the wacky rigs are the way to go here. I was trying to drift sort of a combination of wacky and like spinnerbaits. But spinnerbaits seem to work better for me, at least, when trolling. It's not that I wasn't catching anything drifting with them, but it seemed like, whoa, that's weird. It seemed like I was just getting mostly perch and small arctics on the spinnerbait and drifting it, and it was a very slow bite rate. So I've gone to wacky. And next time we have a fish on one of the wackies, I can show you which one we're using. We're actually using the same wacky on both rigs, but again, kind of playing around with leaders and line size. The one on the right in our 2 slot has a smaller leader than the one on the left in our 1 slot. And so far, I really haven't seen much of a difference in quality or quantity. We've caught lots of interesting fish. Down here, you see some catfish and a taimen. That was actually from the night before, of course. That was not from drifting. All right, so here's what we're using on the right side. And I think we've got like a, 7.7 liter. We need to switch to a fresh one, don't we? It's at 51% wear. I guess we'll use it a little bit longer and then we'll just trash it. And this rig is kind of set up correctly in terms of test and everything. This rig is way too small for the test, so we're having to cast really hard just to get it out about 10 meters. But this one has 9.8 line on it, so slightly it is fluorocarbon line, so no leader, but just a little bit more strength on the line. And I actually kind of like going straight fluorocarbon line here at Tunguska versus using a leader. There's a nice mool. But I don't know if I have any fluorocarbon line that really matches up. We don't want it to be more than 8.5. So we kind of have to go down to what, like 7? I don't even have any on me. So I guess we'll just keep using the leader for now. But what I've been trying to do, and I guess with me talking now I'm slowing down, but what I've been trying to do is get both wackies out and then catch one fish on float. Yeah, this one we got to cast really hard. Now, of course, we could put a heavier or larger hook on there to try to get into the right test area, but the larger wacky for me, getting into the larger wacky sizes, again, seems to get us into more like perch and arctics primarily. And on the map, we're here. I've kind of started down here this morning and drifted all the way. Most of this drift has been on the 12-meter hole, but which we will probably just do once again for the catfish and burbot time. I did try drifting this last night for part of the night, and it seemed to be fine. Not necessarily significantly better than the 11, but probably just as good overall. Sometimes I've had to be a little patient on the float bite, but it's not been bad, and we're currently sitting at 76.8, so especially if we get like, you know, a few happy hours in and keep doing some float fishing here and there, we're going to be at sandwich bait before you know it. Like, the end is in sight. That's a nice Cisco. It's gotten up to a good size there. So for me, wanting to, you know, try to be patient for the catfish at night. This has been a pretty nice way to spend the day working on float fishing, but also just catching plenty of fish, and a lot of these fish are worth enough silver that I like having this at least 10 meters out. That, I guess we go ahead and grab this one. That it really helps the total amount of silver we're making per day, sort of regardless of how fast or slow. Dang it. The bite rate now on Wacky is through the chain, and then float's taking a little while, so it's kind of hard to get the floats in. And we are right near the dock if we want to go look at cafe and maybe at least unload some of the fish, so that I could sell the fish from the night before so that we have more of an accurate picture of a 24-hour period. Yeah, the bite rate was just better down here on float. It wasn't always like instantaneous, but it was, I don't think I ever had to wait like as long as I've been waiting here recently as we've gotten farther up the river. Whenever we do get the bite, hopefully we will not miss this one. Yeah, so if anything, this rod on the right side has maybe been slightly faster with the smaller leader, but it's been close. And really the quality of fish has been about the same. Ooh. So it's been a pretty exciting and lucrative way to be leveling up float fishing, and also making some silver during the day so that we can, without shame, go for the cats at night. It's a decent sized fish here. Sometimes the bigger ones, I feel like, are a better chance of giving us those points in float, but we'll see. Yes. 76.9. If we do this during happy hour tonight, we'll easily hit 77. Nice brown even. Yeah, really rounding out our day of fishing really well here. Let's try to get one more fish on float, and then we'll go to the dock for just a minute and get set up on our catfish setups. And obviously we could just keep going. We don't have to go to the dock, but I'm curious on the cafe, like if there's anything that we're maybe even getting close to cafe wise. I cast the float out a little farther than normal that time. Come on. Let's get one more bite here. There we go. It's another decent one. According to what it is. Should be a marker. It's not a marker. All right. Ooh, that's a big smelt. Okay, let's look at, these were from the night before. So if we do 161 silver a night, that's huge. I guess let's just hold on to them until we check the cafe, and then I'll sell those so we've got a good 24-hour picture. So is there anything we're working on here? Yeah, we've got that for 34 silver. That's nice. I'm going to go ahead and claim it. We've also, so this is going to cut into our total silver. Just remember we've got almost 100 silver between those two cafe orders. And what was that last one? Oh, a nice grayling. Wow. Okay. All right. And we'll still sell these. 161. Yeah, we're just like making good silver here. All right, give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. So let's get our catfish stuff on. All right, barracuda and the Evora. Then I think we just want the Armada in our third slot. And I guess we'll go down to the... Let's try the 12 meter again. All right, let's see how this track takes us. I'll try to show you what our catfish setups look like as we go. In case you haven't seen the last couple videos I've done featuring these, I will show you. And as I mentioned, I did put the 55 kilo leader. Oh, it'd be really nice if we could have lights on the boat, wouldn't it? I did put the 55 kilo leader on the Vinga setup, so. This is where we have to get a little more patient here. Compared to what we were doing during the day, the bite rate's going to slow down dramatically. Hopefully we can find some cats though. I don't know about that left one. It might have something on there. Definitely does now. Looks like our first real fish on one of these two rods. It's pretty small. So that's good that we're seeing that much action even in a small bite like that. Looks like a perch actually, doesn't it? Keep it a little closer to us. Alright, so here's the Evora. We've got the Steelness with 58 kilo line and 55 kilo leader on there. And our main catfish rig is this one with the Vinga, on the Barracuda rod, and we run an 84 kilo line. Normally we would not have the leader on there if we were going for real cats, but with the smaller stuff here, we are using the leader just in case that fluorocarbon leader helps a little bit on bite rate. Now what I haven't done is tried going to something like a 20 kilo leader, which, you know, theoretically that's all we need. So there is our first marker catfish of the night, which we like to see that. If this is a catfish, it's also a marker. This is a little taimen though. It is a marker. And that will be the annoying part if we try smaller leaders is like that 19 kilo leader we caught the night before. That would have been, you know, where we were able to reel it straight in. That would have been pretty annoying on a smaller leader. We're getting some decent action right here, right now. What is this? Taimen? I'm gonna lock it and see if we can just pull it right in. I think it was just stuck to the bottom, so maybe just a burbot. Yeah, just a burbot, I think. Too big to be a catfish. It's a taimen. It's trying to swim away from me. We just lost all of our energy. Just at the perfect time. As long as it doesn't dip its head, we got it. Alright. Pretty cool. Not the target fish, but as long as it doesn't get too out of hand, we don't mind those too much. Yeah, this is probably not a marker, whatever it is. Unless it's a river mussel. I don't think, that might just barely be a marker cat. Yep. Wow. I'm not used to having this bite rate. If this bite rate keeps up, then this spot definitely seems stronger than where we were 2 nights ago, 11 to 17. I keep forgetting to full cast this incorrectly tested wacky rig. So a really nice start to the night here. Catfish and taimen. Really curious to see what this is. Okay. Oop. Make sure there's nothing sitting there. see how, see what the, it'll end up being about 20 hours of straight fishing in game, of course. See what that sort of ends up being money-wise. It'll be whatever all this adds up to, plus about 100 silver more from the cafe orders. But I am tempted to go back to Tuba. I want to put this Barracuda and Vinga through the paces a little more, and do some more testing on sort of casting out with the Vinga instead of just drifting for the cats. Maybe we should be running even stronger line with Wacky at night. I don't know. I mean, it's just hard not having a spot. I think it's possible that we could hit something that, and we can't affect the boat. We can't do the trolling motor or anything else with the third rod, so this is safer than running a third jigging set, I would say, but still not foolproof. I mean, I don't know. Have we caught anything that nice on the... I don't really think we have. On the Wacky at night, is it really worth it? Not sure. Especially if the bite rate is decent on the 2 jigging setups. Whoa. Where are we on the river? Yeah, we've drifted too far south, which that kind of seems to happen. It seems like we want to start off as north as possible in the hole, and then as we drift, we're going to be drifting a little bit out of the hole. Isn't there a cafe order for that hide? I think there is. Alright, let's get it going that way a little bit. And we'll finish this. Just have a tiny bit of a drift left. Let's get this one right behind us as well. We'll finish the end of the 7.5 meter hole, and then we'll wrap this video up. Oh, wow. What would really be sort of icing on the cake is just like one more, or one like 2 kilo catfish or something like that. I haven't really looked to see. Huh. Foam rubber fish. That might be worth trying on one. just, I mean, if you take the timing out, if you don't consider the timing we've caught, then we haven't hit the greatest burbot or catfish this night. I haven't tried this down here. And then we certainly want to try this again up here. But including the timing, it's been a pretty decent night. I was hoping we could get one more fish on one of the two outside lines here. It may just not happen. We're also well out of the 12-meter hole. And it's getting to be morning. Excuse me. Whew. Come on. Just one more. Oh my goodness, how long has this had a fish on it? It's kind of awkward. Okay. All right, let's see how we do. Let's check that I'd order, see if it's still available. All right, a little over 100. Okay. All right, not bad. Not great, but not bad. Worth it for me because I'm getting to fish for catfish and leveling up float fishing in the same cycle. So yeah, I guess most importantly, it's just fun. It's just fun fishing. A lot of variety. Seeing a lot of different fish species between wacky and then jigging. Float fishing some in there too. That makes it pretty cool. We're going to pay for that barracuda before you know it. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.